Star trekking across the universe, only going forward because we can't find reverse. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey guys, Dan from World of Mr. Grey, Dan Dalf the Grey, and we are finally back with episode, I can't remember which number, of the Watcher series, breakdown and analysis. Not a debunking video.
My house is all dead.
Mr. Grey. What this is? Mr. Grey, can you help? Hey, Mr. Grey, can you help?
Got a ghost in my house.
It's bullshit. What a shadow dude like?
What is he, a dead body?
Once again, we're going to go through The Nightmare Nuns of St. Ignatius, featuring Garrett Watts. Now, I didn't know who Garrett Watts was before I watched this episode, so we're going to go through some of the more stuff. We're not going to watch the entire episode, obviously. We're just going to go to the point where they supposedly pick up stuff and see what we can see. Anyway. Ow! Way too hard that time. So the first thing we're going to look at is an EVP from Garrett Watts, I believe his name is, who is a guest on the show, and he does ghost hunting. I'm going to have to check his channel out, to be honest with you, because I haven't really looked into him. But he's a guest on the Watcher show, Ghost Files, and he brings a couple of things with him. One of them is this EVP, so we're going to have a look. I'm going to hide the text below, by the way, before we get into it, okay? Because that always skews things.
Who caught in the bathroom.
Oh, so we were told that that was like one of the spookiest places, was that downstairs bathroom for some reason?
Yes.
We didn't hear it until afterwards, like until I was editing and stuff. But yeah, so I heard that name and it was disgusting.
Where's your ghosting? Wait, what the heck?
What'd you hear, dude? You're scaring me.
My name, but it sounded like it came from behind me. Where's your ghosting? Where's your ghosting?
It's so scary.
That almost... I hate to say it, that almost sounds added in to me. It sounds like if you put yourself in a voice filter. I'm going to do it, ready? Did I do it? It sounds like you've, I'm not saying Ghost Files did it. Garrett Watts might have done it. Any of his fans, don't come at me. I don't know the guy yet. I'm just saying it's a possibility, okay? But the voice Andrew... Now, I don't know what they heard when they were actually there in the haunted place. They might have heard something, or like a ruffle, or like a gargle of the throat, which we'll get to later. And maybe in post, to add spooky effect, they put something through the filter. I don't know. But that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like someone's saying, Andrew, with a voice filter. Not a voice filter, but like just edited in post. With a couple of the pitch turned down a bit. That's what it sounds like to me. But anyway, moving on. Now, anytime they say they're going to use the Ovulus, the REM pod, or the Estes method, what's the other one I can't remember? Shift to bloody FM radios. Oh my god. What is it called? Why am I losing brains? Spirit box. Whenever they mention that, I've already gone over what I think of them in a previous video. I think it was the first episode of this Watcher series. Go watch that. And then come back. The point is me going over it, I'm just going to say the same stuff all the time.
I would love it. I doubt that's in the dictionary, but...
Nerd. Never a truer word said. Now, next up is a viewer-submitted EVP. Can't remember her name, unfortunately. But we'll see what we can see. Or hear what we can hear, I should say.
It's also where paranormal investigator Elizabeth Nicholas captured a very interesting EVP.
I went to the kids' room with my friend and we just started asking general questions of your name, your age, things like that. We didn't know we got a response until after we got home, but when we lined it up with our video evidence, it perfectly matched up to when I had thought I felt somebody pulling on my pant leg like a kid was trying to get my attention.
You ready to hear this EVP?
Of course I am. I was born ready.
Can you tell us how old you are? Can you tell us how old you are?
Is it a no?
It's 12.
Oh, it's a 12.
We don't really need...
Now, if you notice, I closed my eyes when I was listening to that, because I remember when I watched this first time around, I saw the name, and I couldn't remember what it was. So this time around, I thought I was going to close my eyes, and that's all I heard was... But when you look at it, it says 12. Again, this is always the problem when it comes to EVPs. There's audible pareidolia is a thing. Look it up. I've explained it many times. But it's basically, you hear something on a video or an EVP. What you think is you heard, somebody else will probably 9 times out of 10 hear something completely different. But when you put that into a video and you put the text on screen, comment down below before I put what I just sort of faked right there, what you think I said, and I'll tell you if you're right in a bit. So I said, or did I say no? Do you see what I mean? I didn't say, I was just saying random things, but I was just making the same shape of my mouth, like, you know? But that's basically how these EVPs work. A lot of times it's like a ruffling of the clothing. They like might let out a sigh. They just don't realize they're doing it. Don't forget now, these people are in these haunted places for hours on end, probably tired. And, you know, they're trying to keep as quiet as they can most of the time. And I think a lot of them don't realize the noises their bodies make. People's bodies make noises. And, you know, sometimes you just don't realize it. But then obviously when they go back to go over what they think they caught, they think, hang on, it sounds like it's saying Star Wars. Yeah, it's just one of those things. But anyway.
Second floor, and this is where Elizabeth Nicholas captured an EVP.
Now this, I think, is quite obvious myself. I'm going to play it again with the noise happening, with the text on screen. It doesn't say what it is, it just says noise, right?
This is where Elizabeth Nicholas captured an EVP. Did you hear that?
Now, when you're listening through, it's obviously they got a camera guy, and I think the initial noise is coming from. Let me just go back now.
But it says 12. It's kind of breathy. It's kind of like
It's a little baby. 12. Yeah, it's always breathy. Yeah.
It's very breathy. So this is the second floor, and this is where Elizabeth Nicholas captured an EVP.
Now, the first initial part where you sound this is either coming from Shane's microphone or Ryan's microphone. I'm not sure, but then when they replay it, I think it's coming from the camera guy's microphone, which is where it sounds a bit more distant.
Hear that?
I did hear something.
This part.
Floor, and this is where Elizabeth Nicholas captured an EVP. And this is where Elizabeth Nicholas captured an EVP.
And to me, I think it's fairly bloody obvious. It's Shane swiveling on his feet. I don't know if they noticed that in post and just thought it'd be cool to keep it in as a creepy noise, or they just didn't notice it, but it's clearly Shane just, he's like that filming and you can see his feet, he's swiveling like a dancer on his feet. And obviously it's concrete floor. Concrete dusty floor, I should say.
Amanda Paulson perhaps captured Rose's presence with an elaborate setup.
We were investigating Rose's room, where we had set up 3 flashlights on the shelf. 2 of the flashlights had already been turned on when we felt a big presence enter the room and caught a stick figure show up on the SLS camera. We asked the figure to turn on the 3rd flashlight, and when we did, we actually caught it reaching for the flashlight and turning it on.
A regular mag light when
The thing with the mag lights is it's a twist, if I'm remembering correctly. It's a twist on, twist off. And basically what they say is, I don't know where they got this from, but what they say is that if you turn it just to the point where it's almost on and almost off, lay it down and start asking questions, you know, when it flicks on or off, that's the ghost doing it. But every video I've ever seen of someone doing this mag light, can you call it experiment? I don't know, I suppose you can. But everyone I've ever seen, they'll ask about 50 bloody questions until you get an actual response on that mag light. It'll switch on and they'll say, thank you. And then they're like, can you switch it off for us to let us know you're here? 10 minutes later, it'll switch off. I've never seen anything online anywhere, or in person actually. I've never seen anything with this mag light where someone will ask something, blink twice for a yes, blink once for a no. I've never seen it respond to that. It's only ever after like asking multiple questions, which the light may turn off or on, because like I said, it's literally on the cusp of the switch that turns it on and off. It's simply, it's not a design flaw, it's a design of the torch, which people associate with ghost. I don't know. But anyway, and the other thing that this viewer who sent this footage in says, and bear this in mind, they're using 3 mag lights. Now, at first I thought, oh, 3 mag lights come on at once? That's interesting. But they don't. There's 2 mag lights already on, and we don't know, unfortunately, how long they spent to try and get those 2 mag lights already on, and they're filming the mag lights with an SLS. And again, they say the SLS person on the SLS reaches out so the mag light just as it's switching on. Unfortunately, you can't see the SLS. It's in the distance. There's no close-up shot of it. So I'm going to guess the light from the mag light affected the SLS, because that's what he uses, is IR light. And he just messed up the SLS, because the SLS, people, which I've said many times, is a flawed tech. It's good tech, but it's highly flawed. But anyway, let's actually watch the bloody thing, is it?
Turned into a touch lamp, which you can ask spirits to manipulate. However, the light will also randomly turn on and off in this setting. So, responses need to be timely and repetitive for a compelling interaction.
I'm glad they actually, address that, where they say that they can do random things and it needs to be like consistent answers. But like I said, I have never seen that. Not yet. Oh, that's the SLS right there.
It'd be just like a birthday cake. Ready, set, go.
Did it say go? Now count how many, how long it takes.
Yay!
There you go. So I tell a lie, 2 of them come off. Now, I don't know if you can call that an intelligent response of any kind, because 1 was already on. And like I said, you have no idea how long they were there asking for this. And she already said, ready, set, go. And nothing happened for a while until, boom, they come on. I really don't think you can take anything where it uses a design flaw in a piece of tech to try and hunt ghosts. I don't know. To me, it's just random, and when you actually see some footage of it, it's just people cherry picking that particular footage. And like I said, you don't see the SLS, unfortunately. But anyway, moving on.
Bring them up because it may have something to do with a piece of evidence captured by our pal, Garrett Watts.
So now this is sort of a viewer submitted photo, but it's the actual guest person, Garrett Watts. He took this photo in this St. Ignatius place when he was there at some investigation.
So can you just walk us through what happened before this picture and how it came about?
So I went through St. Ignatius before. This is where this came from. Like, I tried to shoot this video once upon a time, but the technology just went like haywire. You know how ghosts are with technology.
They don't like it.
They don't! And they didn't like when I tried to shoot this video for the first time.
And now this is not a photo per se. This is like you kind of panning around with your camera, and it's a frame,
It was,
correct?
yeah, it was like one frame of it, and then it was like gone. Oh, it is so scary.
I do not like that one bit. That's nice.
Now, unfortunately, as they obviously try to recreate it themselves, which they do quite often, but on the right is them taking a photograph. On the left, it's a still image from a video camera moving in motion. That's what's happening there, and so that right there, that's Garrett Watts, and that's supposedly the ghost. But he obviously has a light source right there. It's reflecting onto the radiator right there. And like I said, this is not a still image. It's not a photograph. It's a still image taken from a video shoot of him. I don't know what kind they were moving. I'll have to maybe watch his original video. I don't know. But I think it's just a glint of the flashlight glare onto the window, and that's it, really. That's all I can say about that. But it's cool. So moving on. Now this next part is captured by Ryan and Shane themselves, or the production team at least, where they left a recording device outside one of the rooms when supposedly no one was there.
While we didn't recapture a photo similar to Garrett, we did capture this chilling voice just outside the same room with an audio recorder left recording when nobody was there.
Now, again, that could have been... That sounds almost like mechanical, like an air conditioner, or someone said that it could have been one of those... how do they call them? Those air freshener things? One of those. Now, I know what you're going to say. Why would one of them be in an abandoned, haunted, old nuns hospital, whatever? They have a router there. They have a Wi-Fi router there. So there's obviously people there, like, maintaining it or whatever. They have a Wi-Fi router in the basement, so you can have internet in this place. Bear that in mind. So it's not totally out of the question that they have some air freshener stuff for people walking around. You don't want smelly, decayed, bloody abandoned rooms to go through there with, you know, damp smelling. Maybe they just want to freshen the place up for ghost investigators. Who knows? But that noise to me, it sounds, again, like the previous episode, it sounds a bit almost mechanical, like not a metal clanking style mechanical, but like an air conditioner kicking in. Something like that. But who knows?
It was an unmotivated door slam.
Okay.
Which is pretty spooky.
Yeah.
Well, let's play the clip.
Camera's doing crazy stuff.
Whoa, dude! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That door just closed on its own. I swear, dude. Jesus. Are you kidding me? What are we doing?
It's a thud.
That's a thud.
Now the problem I have with this particular clip, once again, this is from Garrett Watts' own original investigation, and I don't know who the other guy is filming with him, I don't know, but he's apparently standing close to the door, not right by the door, but close to the door. The creak of the door, again, it sounds added in. I hate to say it, it sounds added in to me. It's when you listen through headphones, when you listen to them, obviously it's in stereo, but it's hard to explain. When you listen to the door creak, it's almost like a sound effect added in. Now, I can't confirm that, so I'm just going to say I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me, but I don't know. We don't see the door slam. You just have him pointing down the hallway, and you hear stereotypical creak of a door and a slam, but you never see it happen, unfortunately. I don't know what to think of that one, so I'm going to move on.
They're gonna look.
I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's obviously one of them ruffling their clothes, and they're just up in the audio levels for us at home to hear. I don't know why that's included, to be honest with you, because it's clearly a ruffling of clothes. It does not say Ryan, I can assure you that.
Before I go into the nuns' quarters, it seems like a good time to share 2 strange things that we caught on the audio recorder left in this room when it was empty.
Now, they do put down on the first EVP, possibly door opening, fair enough, but the scream... Bear in mind, this even though it's an abandoned haunted hospital, there's houses surrounding the entire area. This is it on Google Maps. That's the building right there. You can go to that road or that road, and right behind it is houses. There's plenty of houses, you know, for that scream to come from, or like just kids messing about because they know that the watchers, they're making a ghost investigation. There's houses all around that area. And the scream did sound distant, and you know, all the windows are pretty much blown out in that entire building, so the outdoor interference is a thing, unfortunately, when it comes to that scream. But who knows? Now, this last one is the dummy head. I don't know. I'm just going to say it's right up, straight up. I don't know. You see Shane put the head back on. It looks like he doesn't poke it on the spike, but he does like sort of go like that. And who knows, maybe it did catch onto the spike. And I don't like this. So he picks it up.
Let's rewind a bit. In Shane's solo investigation, he laid the dummy's head on the body. But somehow, despite nobody touching or fixing the dummy, when I pick up the dummy in my solo investigation, the head is inexplicably fully connected.
Is it connected or is it just catching on something? I don't know, maybe it caught on something. Who bloody knows? Well, that was the Nightmare Nuns of St. Ignatius featuring Garrett Watts. I really enjoyed that. Like I said, this isn't debunking, this is just opinions of what it could be and what it may probably is. I hope you enjoyed, I really enjoyed that. Comment down below, do you think I'm full of shit? Do you think I'm too bloody dismissive sometimes? Probably. But anyway, leave a like if you like this video, leave a sub if you're new to my channel, I do this quite often. And that's it, thanks for watching, and bye for now.